Hey guys, Daniel here at Daniel's Roofing. Welcome back. This is video number 2. The first one was about how we give you exclusive rights to use our logo, and then you can go in your business for yourself, but not by yourself. So that means you're interested. Now you're coming to video number 2. And I had a new person just come aboard. He wants to learn how to measure roofs. So I figured, you know what, a better way to do it. I'm just going to make a real quick video, hopefully not too long, and I'm going to explain how to measure a roof of a house. It's not very difficult. It's super simple for the most part. So let me explain. So this is video number 2. This is number 2 video. And this is February 15th, I think. So we are starting a video series on how to get you guys from completely newbie all the way through a professional roofing salesperson. And some of it's going to take time, but regardless, you got to start somewhere. So video number 2 is about measuring roofs. Measuring roofs. I don't know how to spell correctly, so I make spell. You know, I just, instead of misspell, I just make spelling to make it work. So the first thing I want to talk about is pitch, which is the slope of the roof. It's part of measure. Now I'll show you where it's coming in at. So this is a roof here. It's coming down. That's the pitch of the roof. So what does it mean when there's a 412 pitch or 512 or 612? What does that really mean? Well, here's all it really means. If you have a roof and you start at a point right here, and if you go this way 12 inches that way, and if you measure, let's say you pretend you got a level, we'll draw a level here with a little bubble. I hope you can see that pretty good. So here's a little bubble, and it's level. So if you take a level on the roof, anywhere on the roof of that slope, and you start at point A, and you go to point B, and you've got 12 inches here, and then you measure with another tape measure here, and let's say you have 4 inches here. This is a 4-inch slope, 4-inch drop, or 4-inch rise. Depends how you look at it. It's the same thing though. For 12 inches, it goes down 4 inches. So this here would be a 412 pitch. Piece of cake. Simple, right? Daniel, what about if it's a 512 or a 612? So the higher the number, the steeper the roof. So now if we go to 512, that means that this roof here would kind of be steeper down. And if you measure same distance here, 12 inches, and you go down from here to here, this would now become 5 inches. So that would be 512 pitch. Now, why is that important? The reason that is important because we need to know these things, and there's an app that you can get on your phone, or you can pull out a level if you had to, and measure it. It's going to allow you to correctly price the roof, and then also it becomes a factor if you're doing using a measure map software. It's an app that you can get on your phone. If you're using that, then you're going to need to use a multiplier. For a 412 pitch, I believe the multiplier number is 1.08. So for a 412 pitch, it's 1.08. A 512, it's going to be maybe 1.17. I don't know what the number is. I would have to look it up. But if you Google pitch multiplier, you'll see a table. It'll tell you which pitch and which number. Basically, it's a multiplier. And I'll explain here in a second why. Okay, so let's pretend we're measuring a roof. Okay, let's make a roof that's not too difficult. We'll make a roof. We're going to draw an outline of a roof. Kind of like if you were in kindergarten. Let's see. And then you have a little section comes out here. And then that's... So when you're looking at this roof from an eagle, looking down, this is what you're seeing. Now, in reality, what you're also seeing is this. Okay, here's the house. So here's the house, you got windows. You got a little roof here, a little porch here. This could be same pitch or it could be different. Here's the porch, here's the door, 2 windows. So this is what you see when you drive up there. This is what you're going to draw on your white sheet, which is the white paper, which is also your worksheet. You gotta have that. If you have that, that's your kind of like your workboard, kind of like what this is. So let's see, I need to get a calculator. What I do with it, here it is. And Chris, James, Adam, Anthony, Diana, all of you guys, appreciate you guys helping us. Billy. Okay, I got my calculator. This is, this training session is not exactly the most organized thing, but it's going to work. If you pay attention here, it will work. So what you're going to do is you're going to climb up on the roof. First of all, you're going to make sure you're at the right house. And you're going to get a picture, so check it with your Nimbus. Hopefully, we'll have a picture in there. If not, we need to make sure that we confirm all this. Okay, so you're going to go up to the house. You're going to put your ladder right here, get up there safely. Go up on the ladder. Then you're going to pretend you are looking at it from the top, like if you were an eagle, from a helicopter, etc. Just make this a little straighter. Okay, so here's our roof. This is that is that. It's the same roof, but you're looking at it different. So what you're going to do is you're going to go up on the roof and you're going to measure from here to here. From here to here. So on here, you're going to measure from here to here. From the bottom of the eave all the way up to the ridge. From the eave to the ridge, you're going to measure. Let's pretend that this is 20 feet. Okay, so on your white paper, you're going to draw a little arrow, and a line. And you're going to put a number here. That's 20 feet. Okay, then you're going to measure from here all the way to here, your ridge line. We need to know that because when we order the caps, we'll need to know how many. Oh, it looks like you're going to have another one right here. That's the ridge line here too. Okay. So let's pretend this is going to be 30. From here to here is 30 feet. From here to here is 20 feet. So 20 times 30 is 600. So what I do is I normally draw a little circle around that number. Okay, and then we're going to do the porch, which is right here. We're going to measure it. And let's see, this is, let's call this 15 feet this way. And from here to here, let's call it 10 feet. So you'll measure that with your tape measure. So when you multiply 10, I'm going to do it just so you can see it. I mean, you can do it in your head, but 10 times 15 is 150. So we're going to call this area 150. This is 600. Okay, now over here, a lot of people get really confused because you've got a lot going on here. You got two valleys, you got a ridge, you have this little bump out here, this little porch here on the front. It could be the front door. Let's make it simple, okay? We don't have to do trigonometry. We don't have to do geometry and figure out the triangles and all. All we got to do is do an imaginary line right here. And now we're going to treat this roof kind of like shapes, rectangles and squares. So now we measure again from here to here. We got 20. Guess what? We already have that measured. So this is 30. So that means that this whole area is actually just like this. This is 600. Okay? Now we have one more box, one more rectangle to figure out. And that is right here. Okay? We'll call this, let's call it 12 feet. And let's call this from here, because you're going to measure one side of it, because you got to walk on one side. Right here, you're going to walk on this side, and you're going to walk on this side. So we'll call this that this is 9 feet and another 9 feet. So together, this here is 18 feet. So I'm going to do my little lines. 18 feet times 12. Let's get our calculator. 12 times 18 is 216 feet, square feet. 216. And what I like to do is I like to put little circles there. That way, whenever you're taking these numbers, we're going to put these numbers, let's see, maybe make room here. Okay, so let's count. Let's do 150. Hey there, young man. How come you're not sleeping? 600. 600. And 216. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is crucial. You got to pay attention to make sure you get all your little circles. Because if you miss a section, you know, you're going to mess this roof up. You're going to bid it, you know, half the roof or etc. So now we're going to add all these. So we got 150 plus 600 plus 600 plus 216 puts us at 1566. 1566. Okay, this is 1,566 square feet of a roof. And a roofing square is 100 square feet. So all we have to do, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and round this to 1,600. Just to make it easy. Okay, we're going to divide it by 100. So that will put us at 16 squares. 16 roofing squares. Now, this roof has valleys. When you have valleys, you have to add more Well, you have to add more anyway, but you have to add more because the valleys will take extra waste, extra material. So on this one, if I was to order material for this roof, I probably would order 18 square. But for measuring purposes, I'm going to call this 17 square. Because we don't want to call it 18 or 20 because our price might get too high and then we're not going to get the job because we're also, you know, trying to make sure that we stay competitive with our competitors. So 17 square, the roof, we'll call this is a 412 pitch. That means you can get up on it, get up on the ladder, you can walk around pretty good. So right now, well, it could change, but let's call it, it's $300 per square right now. That's the going rate for this kind of roof. And that's a good deal. So we're going to take 17 square times 300. So this is a $5,100 roof. Okay, that's a very reasonable roof. It's not overpriced. Now you have to make sure you're checking to see how many layers. If there's 2 layers, you're going to have to add more money. If it's 3 layers, you're going to definitely have to add more money. So all those things we'll cover at a different time, but I just wanted to cover mostly the measuring part of it. Okay, so here's what I want you to understand. This is very true when you go to the roof itself. You get up on the roof, you climb up the ladder, got your good shoes on so you don't slip off, and you do all the measuring. This is the most accurate, the best way to measure this roof. And it's going to be pretty close. Now, before you climb off that roof, what we also need to measure is your ridge cap. So we need to measure from here to here, which is going to be about 20, let's see, 20, it's going to be 32 feet here. And then 30. So put on your notes somewhere 62 feet of ridge cap. Because Anthony's going to have to know how many bundles of hip cap ridge that we need to get. Depends on the manufacturer, but CertainTeed is like 30 feet or 33 feet per bundle. But another option is we would come in here and we would cut in a OmniRoll ridge vent, which is 30 feet. That's another option right here. Get the hot air out. And that's about a $300 addition to the roof. And if you have some bad plywood or things, so it's going to be an under $6,000 roof. We're very affordable. So, okay. So these numbers are very true if we went up the roof and we climbed on it. But let's say the roof is so steep that we can't even climb on it. Or let's say it's raining that day, but you had to go visit, you had to go. So we don't need to go up on the roof because that's dangerous when it's wet. But you've taken pictures, you've seen it. Maybe you've climbed up to the level where you can check to see how many layers. It's a 1 layer or 2 layer. So, so another method is your measure map or Google Earth. You can do it with Google Earth too. Not Google Maps, but Google Earth. So you're going to pull out your app, which is a little blue icon on your Apple phone. It's probably the same thing on Android too, but it's called Measure Map. And then it's really easy to use. You just kind of hit the little button and you just kind of follow the outline. But here's what I want you to understand. We went up there and measured this roof. So we actually also got the true pitch because we measured from here to here. But on the measure map, it's like you're looking at it from an eagle view. So you're looking down. Technically, it's same thing as if you were looking down on a parking lot. So basically, in reality, this roof here, the measurements are going to be on the app, they're going to be a little smaller. Maybe it'll be 18 here, etc. So because you got to compensate for the pitch. You know, when you're looking at it from here to here, you see that this is smaller. But if you go from here to here, this could be 20. But if you're looking at it from here to here, you're only seeing 18. So that's where that pitch multiplier comes in. So what's going to happen is, if this roof was measured in reality on the measure map, these numbers, whenever you do all this, it might come to 1,400 on the app. So when you look up your pitch multiplier on Google, it will tell you that for a 412 roof, the pitch multiplier is 1.08. So if it's 1,400 square feet times 1.08, 1512. Okay, 1512. And then you're also going to add extra for the valleys and waste. So there again, you're going to probably quote it at about 16 square. And then you're going to probably, Anthony will order 17 square. So that way or maybe even 18. We hate to run out. It's a lot better than, you know, the driver can take it back to the store a lot easier than trying to chase it afterwards. But we don't want to order too much because that's extra work, and them shingles are heavy. So there you go. That's how you measure a roof. This is video number 2. February 15th. Yesterday was 14th. Valentine's Day. So we have exciting things happening this year. This is 2023. Anthony came aboard last year about June. He's learned this thing. He has put all this in his head. He's put it in practice. He's been operating this whole business, and I'm here to help, but I'm letting Anthony do most of the hard work. So he's doing that. Take care, guys. We appreciate you. If you have questions, definitely ask. I'll help you. If you want some one-on-ones with me, let me know. I'll help you. Okay? A lot of this stuff you can find online too. There's nothing wrong with getting some good learning, good education. This is very practical. It's very simple. It's not difficult. Don't make it difficult. Okay, guys? See you later. Take care.